Janine, you can tell us a bit something about yourself.
All right. I'm cold. It's really cold and snowy here, so sorry, I've got more layers on than I normally would. Um, I'm a dietitian for over 30 years. I've spent the beginning part of my career doing neonatal intensive care nutrition, using computers a lot to do that kind of fine analysis, and then went on to oversee a nutrition department in a hospital. We brought forth several different electronic health records in the time that I was there. And I just love the connection of computers and nutrition. However, I also believe that in order for people to be healthy, we need to get down to just normal everyday living and help people figure out how to get the food they need, how to prepare it the way they enjoy, and in a manner that's healthy. And then from the nutrition support standpoint, how do we get them to know how that relates to what we understand as nutrients? Because most people on the street don't really care about milligrams of this and that and the other thing. However, for us, it's pretty important to try to connect. So I think it's really interesting what we're trying to do of create an application that the independent practitioner, whether it's a dietitian, some other kind of nutritionist, physician, a nurse practitioner, chiro, naturopathic, whatever it is, that individual can have a tool to use directly with their clients. Sorry, in a way that the fill it in easily as they would understand doing work today with social applications and all the computer work that they do in all sorts of areas. But then actually the dietitian or the nutritionist can connect very smoothly, we hope, with the client in either a very simple manner or more complex. So using the example of, let's say you're helping somebody through sports nutrition and all you're interested in right now is fluids for them. You could look at that. Or all you care about is to get somebody to eat more than one meal a day or less than constant meals a day. Or maybe you're looking at protein because somebody's trying to regain weight after an injury, or they're dealing with kidney dialysis and we've got to monitor it for that reason. So we want to give lots and lots of flexibility in this program so that you can use it comfortably in your practice. You can set up appointments the way you'd like. They can sign in. If you don't need that, then you don't even have to use it. If you want to look at diet in a complex way, you can do that. But if you want to keep it real simple, you can also do that. And also thinking about it from the kind of the integrative medicine standpoint, where we know that diet and behavior connects to a lot of things. It's not just food, it's where people eat, what their food sources are, how they're feeling GI wise, or maybe it's allergy that you're dealing with. So we're trying to give lots of options for the kind of work that any of us might need to do at any point in time, but not make it complicated that it looks like it's got so much stuff in it that is overwhelming.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I would actually get right on to the app. First of all, guys, have you seen the new design, new user interface? Have you been able to use it, see it? What will be the first kind of reaction?
I think it looks good. It's pretty much the way you were saying that you wanted it to be set up. The colors are nice. It's real simple looking. It's easy to navigate. I like it. I think it's very good.
Awesome, Elizabeth.
Um, I've not really been using it recently. I have had a look at it. I had a look at it a couple of days ago because I was talking to you about referring somebody to it. So I have to be honest, I've not seen it for a while, but obviously I did try it out with one of my clients and it was very useful. He found it very useful, so.
Awesome. Chris, you've been using the app a lot, I see. We've been mailing
Yeah.
back and forth, yeah.
Yep. Um, yeah, I definitely like the new design. Um, I'm actually working on analyzing a couple of people's diets, and so I'm trying to navigate through that. It's not It's good. There's a couple of challenges though, from a navigation point of view on my end. Some of the
I would
clients have
expect,
been have been giggling about bowel movements. Um, and of course we as dietitians like to talk about poop a lot, but I guess I don't know whether they're maybe not comfortable like putting in their bowel movements as often as we want to see them. But anyhow.
yeah, Miriam and I have actually laughed about that as well. And, it's one of those things where for some people, they may never touch that part of the program, but for others, it might be very, very important, or maybe at some point during the time that you're working with a client. And Chris, we definitely know that the ease of it isn't fully there. There are things that we'd like to do to make it clearer. And so hearing from all of you is helpful, and we'll keep working on it.
I haven't tried it yet with my smartphone, because I think that's going to be a real big important part, is for people to be mobile and to be able to just use it on the fly. I mean, I've tried using some other apps that are so simple, and I'm kind of hoping that once we get people registered, hopefully it'll be easy enough to register even on the phone. But is there any ideas of what you're planning on doing with smartphone usability?
Yeah, actually, we have. So right now we don't have. It's not a mobile site. Actually,
Right.
it's a responsive design, but it's still easy, much easier for clients to use than it was before, of course. But we're actually have the mobile site design done, and in the next couple of week or two or something like that, maybe 3, we'll have the complete new design just for mobile phones. So when your clients go on the website, they go through the browser, but it looks different from them, so it's much easier, even easier for them to put in foods. So once we set that up, we'll let you know, guys, how it actually looks like for your clients. As far as the nutrition part for the nutrition consultant, I mean, I suppose that you're not gonna. We were, kind of thinking that you guys are not gonna go and do nutrient analysis through a smartphone. So
Except I would guess that you might very often do the commenting that way.
yeah.
Yeah, commenting for sure, but on their end,
Mm-hmm.
sending information is the most important thing.
Yeah,
Like
it's gonna
one of
be
the things
easier.
that's
Yeah.
very nice is having a barcode reader, so they can read the information and then put in the number of servers or whatever. And that's probably one of the best things for clients to be able to do on the fly.
Yeah, those are some of the things that we're gonna actually that we can think about like implementing. Right now we have, so it's gonna be completely mobile design in the sense that it's gonna be really easy for them to use. They can upload pictures, so basically they can go, in the restaurant, click actually what they're eating, and write down everything. So we try to make it really easy for them, but also easy for you that you actually know what they ate.
I have a question from what you're seeing from your patients, and thinking about where we should spend our energy first. How important is it to have the ability for a patient to enter food from scratch in a recipe?
Actual recipe?
Yeah,
I
don't
would
know.
say
Kind of impractical.
I'll chime in. I think that's important. I was just looking at somebody's smoothie recipe that they entered in, and it had all kinds of stuff in it, and there's no way I can analyze it unless I go through entering it separately.
Oh
So
yeah,
it
sure.
it depends on whether you have the patients who just buy everything off the shelf, or if you have people who are back to eating real food again.
Yeah, that's true. Most of the time, just general food that they're getting, they can use generic versions of them, and that's fine. But yeah, when you have a smoothie or you have some kind of special thing, they should be able to have an option of real easily entering in things for recipes. But somehow making sure that they have a way of choosing that same one over and over and over again.
Favorites.
It's one of the problems with some of the apps is that you have to do it over again every time. You don't have an easy access that these are my foods.
Right.
We have the favorites already designed and everything. We just need to
Yeah.
program it. So this will be also in the next couple of weeks to come. Right? We have favorites and some other things that even Chris mentioned throughout the last couple of months that it's really important. So we basically made the design, so it's actually done. We just need to implement it within the app. So this is also coming in the Greenpie Volume 1. I'm for it that we actually start and get to the app. Janine, what do you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually share my screen with you guys. And Janine, if you wanna, in any point, just
Sure.
jump in, please do. So right now, I'm gonna. Can you all see my screen, guys?
It's
Yeah, I can now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it loading? Has it loaded? So
Yep.
I'm gonna log in as in some of my old account, so you can actually see. So all of the things that you actually had is now changed into this completely new thing. So all the information that you already set up with your clients, you still have. So there's no problem. So it looks a bit different right now, but it's really similar to what we had. We just put it in some things in a bit of a different order, so it's easier to and really quicker to navigate. So basically, here you have your client list, which is also really similar to the dashboard that you had. Here you can also see the name of the client, the age right here. I don't have it. The client didn't enter it, so we don't have it. But here it would be the age, diary, appointments, and you have two options. You can open in a completely new tab, or you can just open your client right here. So we made it really easy for you. Here, okay, so Janine here, you can see she's only 37. She hasn't been active for a really long time. I can view the appointments. We'll go through the scheduling really quickly, so you'll see how scheduling actually works right now. You have all the possibilities as before. So grouping, archiving, and so on, which you do really easily when you just click on the little button here by the name, and then you can just say move to, I don't know, any group that you actually choose. I'm gonna put anybody. You can put into archives. You can put it in a new group or people.
Make sure to show them how to get them back out of archives.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
yeah, that's important.
Yeah. So if you move somebody, okay. So if you move somebody in archives, I'm just gonna. I don't have my mouse with me. So
Hey, Mirna.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know that I can't see your screen, but I have the program open right now, so I'm following you. So
Others, can
if
you see
there's
Miss
something
Swin?
I can't understand or that I need to comment on, I'll just let you know.
Okay, cool. So you're basically going with me, right? So I put a client and I moved the client to archive. Do you know? Did you understand where you need to do it? You just click on the name of the client and say move to.
Yep. Click on it.
Yeah. If you want to make a new group, you just click on the make new group and I'll say group or founding. I can save a group and I see a new group will be displayed in the dashboard through all my groups. Like I have founding members here. I'll go back to the archive and retrieve a person. So I'm gonna scroll all the way down, and in the right corner, upper corner or lower corner, I have archive. Do you see that, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you click on the archive, and basically now I have. And here I have actually couple of my clients archived, but I'm gonna retrieve, I don't know, Janine. So I'm gonna click by her name and I'm just gonna click reactivate, and that's all that it basically takes. Once I do that, she's back in my dashboard and I can move her around. I can make another group. I can actually edit groups. I edit group by, you see let's say you have the green tab, right? Where you have the name of the group, and on the right you have this little pencil thing. That's actually edit group. When you click that, you have this little drop down which say you can rename the group or you can delete the group, whichever you feel is best.
And you cannot delete a group unless it's empty, so you'd need to move the people out of it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's basically there's no way that you can remove a group full of people, so you don't have to worry about if you even if you make a mistake or something. Okay, so also adding clients, we made it really easy. As you can see right now in the dashboard, there's like just a couple of really distinctive buttons. So you have move to a group, make a group, and you have on the right add new client. So all you gotta do is click add new client, and then here you have different things. So you can add. Chris, are you following me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, cool. So you can add a first name, let's say Janine again. Last name, Bamberger. Her email is Janine. I have so much Janines in this app that I don't know. There must be a clones Janine. So, oh yeah, this value show you. Okay, so username is gonna be what username I'm going to give you. So it's gonna be Jan3, let's say. So I'm giving my client a username here, and I'm giving him. Oh yeah, so it has to be at least 6 digits because of security reasons. So I'm gonna put in Janine3. Password must be at least 6 characters or digits. That's also because of security reasons. We need to be HIPAA compliant. We are, so at least 6. Don't forget about that. So I'm gonna put in username and a password for my client. And here it says provider must supply client with username and password, which means you already probably know that we don't have emailing option within Greenpie because it's not, safe to actually do that, and we are HIPAA compliant. So you're the ones that are just going to sign your client in and then send him an email from your own email inbox or whatever about the username and the password that you actually made for him or her. Client settings, here as usual you can say to notify Greenpie to actually notify you when the user is not active for a certain period of days. We'll say 1 day. Here you can set the frequency of counseling with the client. Let's say once per month. Here you have options month, day, week, year, whatever suits you best. Here you have when you click on the enable the client to enter food from the database. So we have now 2 options. This is something, Chris, that you've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have now the option that works absolutely with no problem. You can, if you don't tick this, so if it's unticked, that means that your client is entering food manually. So whatever he or she eats, they type it in manually. But you can also, some dietitians actually want this for their clients. They want to see what is it that they actually ate. But if you want to help your clients out and help yourself, save yourself some more time, then you just click on this box and say enable the client to enter food from the database. And you'll see once Janine and I start to play the doctor-patient roles, I'll be able to just enter what I ate from the database. So as soon as I start typing, the database will show, and your clients will be able to just pick from the database, which is now much more faster than the beta version. Like I think for at least 50%, if not even more than that. So here you can set the units of measurements for the client. So if you have a U.S. patient, you're gonna probably use inches, pounds, and fluid ounces. If you have somebody from Europe, you might use centimeters, kilograms, pounds, UK pounds, or liters. And here's also, you can make a questionnaire. So either whether you have your own questionnaires already imported in the app, or you want to make new for the special client, there are 2 ways you can go about it. One is to choose the existing questionnaire, the default one which we have with Greenpie, as you already know. Or if you made others, you will find them here. Like I have some really strange test ones. I can choose them here, or for this special patient, I can click on the make new. And once I do that, I can make a questionnaire right here. So I can click on questionnaire title, which would be, let's say, test 1. I'm just going to click add new question. I'm going to say, I don't know, what's up? And then I'm going to add another question, and I'm say, how do you feel? And then I'm going to add another question, and so on and so forth. And once I do that, I'm just going to click save questionnaire. And then I have A, made the questionnaire. B, I can just see once more if I want to choose that one, and I'm going to click on test 1, and finally I'm going to add a client. So once I do that, yeah,
Hey, Myrna,
yeah,
is there, those are only the ones that you generated yourself, right?
yeah.
Or the generic one that you already put in. At some point or another, it might be kind of nice to be able to share questionnaires so we can have a choice of questionnaires that other people may have used.
Yeah, we actually have
That's
them.
a suggestion.
Yeah, we actually have that. I'm gonna go to the questionnaire parts, just as you see that we actually got in with Janine Bamberger, which I typed in wrong. And Janine was talking today about like me being, typos and everything, so I apologize, but here she is. As soon as I wrote in, I actually can now work with her. About the questionnaires, yes, you can use different questionnaires. Way that you get to the questionnaires, that you click on the name. So in the upper right corner, Chris, you have your name, right? When you click on that, you have my questionnaires, profile settings, and log out. So if you want to make custom questionnaires for different patients, like patients with diabetes or something, you're going to click on my questionnaires.
Yep. Yeah, I'm playing with that right now.
Yeah, and it's really, really easy. You can create a new questionnaire, let's say diabetes, and you're going to save the questionnaire. Once you do that, it's here, and then you just...
you can open it up and see it too.
Yeah, you can edit or delete it. I'm going to edit it right now. So it's really easy. You just click on add a new question. You said like, wait, you can add another question. Oh, I think that we already have numbers actually, right? And so on and so forth. So you just add a question, add a question, add a question, and you just add all the questions that you actually want. You can delete any of the questions that you feel that you don't want. You can save changes, and then you have. So let's say I'm also going to actually delete one of the questionnaires. I'm just going to click on the little pencil, click delete, and that's it. So
yeah, what I was talking about was that we might be able to share amongst ourselves, the founders and stuff.
Yeah, we've had some
like say for example, like
Dean
Chuck
might
could
have
use
one.
my questionnaire, I could use Chuck's questionnaire. Is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah.
That kind of relates also to recipes, and we've thought about the fact that we want to make sure that the database stays clean, and yet we can share what we need to. So we're working through how to do that. So, for example, if I add, if you go out in MyFitnessPal, you can find something that's called like oats, blueberry, flax, and cinnamon. You can pick it, and you can do a nutrient analysis on it, but you have no idea what it is. You don't know what quantities went into it. So we want to make sure that whatever we do, that things are clear. And with the questionnaire, there too, we would probably need to have some kind of standard prompts so that we make sure we get a format that everybody can understand and share nicely. But that's a great idea because clearly we want to not make people have to reinvent the wheel when there's good stuff out there.
Yeah,
right.
I think that the only problem might be with this that we have. So if you're within the virtual clinic, you can, actually see clients, see patients, amongst different doctors. But as far as different accounts go, we need to see about if it's secure to do that, because it's a great idea, but the app must be secure, and HIPAA is very... it has some really strict things as far as that goes. So unfortunately, some of the things are... will probably not be flexible, but some things might be, and this is a really good idea. We can talk with our programmer to see if this would be an option.
So there might be some
I
other
have a
way.
question regarding the questionnaire.
Yeah.
Is there any way that we can have none at all?
Well, I guess no. You only have the default one. The default is actually always is
Always there.
yeah. But if
Oh,
you
but-
So the questionnaire that my patients fill out right now is 14 pages long.
Mhm.
So they've already seen all of these questions. So when they go in there, they're like, "Do I have to answer all this again?"
Hmm.
Um,
Your simplest might just be you create a one question questionnaire with just some very simple piece on there, and that way they don't. We should give the option though of no questionnaire. We'll work on that.
yeah.
and actually, I just did that. I just put like, "What is your goal?" Even though
Yeah.
we would have. So how do I make that what they see instead of default?
Well, you just go into questionnaires. So click on my questionnaires, or even better. So when you're actually adding your client, you have two options. One is to just go into my questionnaires and you make the one question questionnaire. And when you click save, you can actually you choose that when you sign your clients in.
Okay. Okay.
And then you just choose. So when you're adding your client, you have the option. You see the option here where it says questionnaire. When you click on the add new client, so it
Good.
says questionnaire, and you have choose existing, or
Oh, yep, I see it.
or make new. So
Yep. Got it.
so you can make that one questionnaire on the spot while you're signing your client in.
Or you could just have that as your named questionnaire and always pick that one.
Yeah, also.
Yep.
Can
Okay.
you change
Yep.
the default questionnaire?
Sorry,
change-
somebody's typing.
It's me.
Can you
Sorry.
change the
No,
default
no.
questionnaire?
The default, no, it's we can't change the default one. It's just here as a default.
Okay.
But I don't know. What do you think, Janine?
I mean, you've always got to pick one, so it's just a matter of scrolling down that list.
Yep.
We could,
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
otherwise, I mean, we could maybe change at some point so that you get to choose your default. That's another option somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
And FYI, not that it matters hugely, but your spelling is wrong in for questionnaire in the drop down menu.
Let's see. We changed a lot of those. Going into spelling, probably there will be some. We need to actually kill them all. Where is it?
When you add a new client
Good
under questionnaire, it says choose existing.
Oh, okay.
In the question, it's there's an N missing.
Yeah. Okay.
Back.
That's really important. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we've been looking at this app for like weeks, and I can't.
I'm sure. Yeah.
We actually got 3 or 4 different people actually looking at the app and trying to give us like any kind of spelling mistakes, and sometimes or just if anything's odd, and people actually find things, and we're like, how did I not see this? But it's impossible after weeks and weeks of work. It's like not possible. So Janine, do you want to take it over a bit to go
Okay.
into scheduling and maybe the diary part? I think that you're more into that than me. So
Sure. Do you want to just keep going through it and I'll talk about
you
it?
can you can stop. You can
Switch.
share. Yeah, because my internet here is a bit off, so I don't want the call.
And which you're using the real version?
Yeah. Because we also have the beta version right now that we actually test. Basically, we're making the new features every single day, so it's gonna be quite interesting for you guys. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Okay.
Okay.
And I will switch over. All right. Are you here?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
You guys,
so,
can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
So again, I'm going to log in here and pick one of my many who I am
Yeah.
choices.
Yeah, we can't even
No.
I don't even know which one am I.
Okay. So similar screen. Let's go into Should we just go across the top, just kind of orient everybody to what's here?
Yeah, in my part of the app, there was no upcoming appointments. So Janine actually has some upcoming appointments here in the dashboard. As you see, under upcoming appointments, you actually have the date, time, client, and the medium, so you can see all your clients for the next, days to come. It's really easy.
So there are a couple different ways you can get into their accounts. If you, Myrna already showed you could go down here and open either in the program or open a new tab if you're wanting to do that. But also, if I just want to go into, all right, Myrna has an appointment here on the 17th of February. That'd be today, this morning. I click the 9 o'clock and it takes me right into this appointments tab. I'm going to go back to where we were before and show you what happens if we go into her name instead. And that takes me into the client info tab. So we can actually get there a number of different ways. So from client list, I could also just click open.
So Chris, if you can't follow in some point, you just say so that we slow down a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow what she's saying here.
Okay, yep. I forgot you weren't seen, so thanks for that reminder. So let me go back. I'm actually going to go right to left across the top of the screen. So we've got the name, and I'm in as an administrator at this point. So that means I could actually build new providers and new clients. Myrna already showed you the questionnaire, profile settings, and logout dropdown. The next one over to the left is the frequently asked questions, which would be new in this version compared to what you were seeing in the beta. Again, we know it's not perfect, but we're hoping it's much more helpful than what you didn't have before.
So the idea for me for the frequently asked questions is to make really short videos from up to, I don't know, a couple of minutes that you click, and then you can you go to the channel and you see like how to make a questionnaire, how to add a client, how to do certain things, and was really trying to make it really sweet and really short, so that you have just like, if you have just a minute to see, you'll find it in the channel. So, and I'll be probably making a lot of those. So if you have any questions in a sense that you need some really quick tutorial how-to videos, how to do something, we're gonna post it in the frequently asked questions here where it says see quick how-to video tutorials.
So again, we're trying to meet the needs of both the person who likes to see real words and go back to those, and also the person who's very visual and likes to do it that way. From the admin tab, Chris, do you have access to that one?
Admin tab?
Yes.
No. I see FAQ, virtual clinic schedule, and client list.
Okay, Myrna, why wouldn't she be the administrator?
Not signed in as an administrator right now.
Yeah, we need to see with Tomislav just when our programmer actually to give the admin rights to people that were admins. Because we changed different things, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll just talk this through real quickly, even though you're not looking at it, Chris. It gives the opportunity then to see the virtual clinic administration area, and that allows the administrator to add nutrition consultants. So what we're looking at right now is we've got 2 people listed, and then there's also a client tab in there. So I could actually get right into my clients through that tab. In the nutrition consultant area, when I open, I'm going to open my name in this case, and it lists my background information very briefly, but it also has the list of the other providers who are in the clinic, and there's a checkbox. So the administrator can make the selection of which other providers' patients can be seen by a specific provider. So if it's a free-for-all, and let's say you've got 4 nutrition consultants in your clinic and they all see each other's patients, we would check all of them. If they each see only their own patients, then you might not check any of them. Okay, then I'm going to switch to the virtual clinic. So if you're able to go there, you are able to see then as a provider with that drop-down whose patients can you get to. And so if I click on that, on a provider name other than my own, I'm going to be able to see that provider's patients and appointment dates. One of the things we're working towards is making sure that you have as much flexibility there as you might need. So right now, I don't think you can make an appointment for another provider's patients, but the thought is that you might need to do that. I don't know if any of you are working in a situation where you have other providers with you. Is that the case, or are you all alone?
I'm alone.
Alone.
I'm alone.
Okay. However, the way this program works is, let's say, Chuck and Chris, you work in the same town, but not in the same clinic, and one of you is going to go on vacation. You could actually authorize to see that the other person could see your patients. Again, we would expect that you would do all of that paperwork and connection behind the scenes between yourselves and your clients, but it would possibly allow an option that maybe you never had before. Or if somebody ends up out sick, and now what do? You're the only one in your sole practice. How do you get somebody else to possibly cover for you? So this could offer that option. We click the schedule tab then, the schedule link. You will see a calendar that comes up with today's date and choices of day. I'm clicking these as I speak: day, week, or month. And now when you click in any of those boxes, I'm currently looking at the month, and I see I'm going to click the 20th. What it does is it forces us back into the day stream, day view, and that's where we actually can make some changes. So when I click any box, it will come up with a half-an-hour appointment. It'll say free. It should have the date and the time of the appointment. And then you see 4 icons. The idea there is that you click the ones you want to have go away. So if you offer appointments to your patients by telephone, by webcam, by coming to your office, and by you going to their house, you leave them all visible. If you don't go to their house, you click that icon goes away. If you don't want to use telephone, you click that, it goes away. Now when your patient comes in to see which appointment types are available, he or she would see webcam and office. Again, you'd have to really be thoughtful about how you set that up so that you have time in between, depending on what kind of appointment it is and what kind of work you need to do between appointments. You can stretch the appointment. So right now I'm going to put my mouse on the lower end of the middle of a box that's been formed, and I'm going to drag it down, and that lets me elongate it, and now I have an hour-and-a-half appointment time instead of a half-hour appointment time. I can go back to the week view, and now I can see where that is. I can actually take that, hold it, and drag it over to the next day and move it to the 21st if I'd like. Now if you look on my calendar anyway, I do have appointments already for Myrna on the 17th and the 18th. And one of them is a half hour, one of them is an hour appointment. And if I hover over it, I can see that, first of all, she accepted that appointment. Second of all, I see the name. And then third, I see the date and time. Let's see. Yeah, what you cannot do at this point is actually open the appointment from here. You would still need to go to your client's schedule and do it from that point. We expect in the future that we'll be able to probably double click and just open the appointment right from here.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions right now about how the calendar works?
Yeah, Chris, I'm recording actually this, so I'll be able to send you guys the video. So even though you might not see it now, you'll actually see what Janine was talking about in the schedule. If you didn't if you were not able to just
Nope,
follow.
it makes sense.
Okay, great.
Now we've got another piece that we have planned, which you might have heard about before, and that's the idea that you would be able to, let's say, do a standard week schedule and then copy that into any other number of weeks of schedule that you would like. So if you want to say every week from now through the next 6 months, you could have it the same. We also want to make sure that there's a way that you can clear your schedule if something comes up. So let's say you've got here in Milwaukee, we've got a big snow day. So let's say you need to move patients off of the schedule and onto another day. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity to do that in the future too.
Yeah, good.
All right, I'm going to click on client list now, and back to, again, this is kind of the place you start, but the reason I went the other direction is you want to set yourself up so that you can now manage the clients well. And from this standpoint, if I open, in this case, I'm going to open the one client I have in here listed as Myrna. When I click the open button, I see 3 things in her tab: diet diary, appointments, and client information. And we've got some options here. In this case, we've got data entered on the 11th, 12th, and 13th, 14th of February. And I know that because there's a different color on that day on the circle. When I click on the 11th, for example, I can see that she's entered breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What comes up first is the first meal of the day. I think you're familiar with the on-off slider tabs that would let us either look at the analysis for that meal or not, or that food item or not. In this case, I've already analyzed, meaning I opened the meal, I clicked search and analyze, and I found the information that she had entered, and I confirmed it by clicking again, and that added it to the list to be analyzed. Have any or all of you then used this thus far? Or Chris, you have?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I want to point out in particular what's going on with fluids. So one of the things that's different about this program is it does allow you to watch what's going on with fluids. A lot of the other applications don't seem to look at things other than calories and other nutrients. Well, the trick that we have is we've got a database that's got over 120,000 items in it, and it's been built because people have added to it from all over the world. And that's great, but it's not always giving us the information we need. The case I'm going to give you as an example is there might be an item out there that is a bottle of something. Let's say it's juice. And from the calorie and other nutrient standpoint, that's fine. Your user might pick juice and we get what we need out of it. But if you want to know what the volume is and it doesn't say, then we need to let them enter unit of measure in ounces or mLs. So that's why we've kind of forced that to be in here. Again, if you don't have any need for it, you don't care about it, you really don't have to fill it out. But if you're trying to follow fluids, the option is there. And that's the reason you kind of have to address it twice down in the fluid area. Once picking from the database and once what's the actual amount that was consumed. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. We're hoping to find a better way to manage that in the future, but it was kind of a choice between pick a smaller database and have all those things nicely packaged, or get to the large database and then we have to deal with it in another way. So now that we've got entries here, you also see, if you're able to look at the screen here under comments. So in this case, there's a comment on February 11th, and now we've added the date, time, and name stamp of the provider who made the comment. So you should be able to look for those in the comments. And again, if it's always you, it's going to be pretty self-explanatory. But this is essentially creating a medical record, and we want it to be clear. We want your client to understand what's going on, and if you ever do have multiple providers, that you can see who did what. So you can add your comment. Mirna, I don't know if you want me to add anything down, see how quickly you get it.
I have to actually see which one is my account, because I have no idea what Myrna Bacon is.
Well, let's see if I can answer that for
Yeah,
you.
please go and just give me the username. Yeah, in the client info.
Actually, hold on. No.
No, open, just click open and go to the client info.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So you are Mirna@gmail.com.
Okay, username bacon2. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I'm gonna.
If you haven't already figured out, also people cannot have the same username. I'm sorry, the same email. So one place that might come into play with you is, let's say you're doing the husband and wife team, and they share email. They would need to have two separate emails for this purpose. And again, that relates to HIPAA compliance. Okay, so
Yeah, well, yeah, we have analysis for 24, and is this already online?
yep. So we're completing some of it, but let's do this. If I do a 24-hour analysis, I click the 24, I click the date that I know we have intake, I say submit, and now you're looking at,
Yeah, you picked the 10th.
oh, instead of the 11th. Oh, here we go.
Sorry, that's me.
Whoa!
Hang on.
All right, so here's the 11th, and this will give you the entire day's intake.
Okay, just a second. Elizabeth, is that you?
Yeah, sorry, one second. I'm getting out of the kitchen. It's the
They
dishwasher.
just use the microphone.
Whoa!
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's good. I hear silence. That's nice.
As long as you're okay over there.
Yeah, it was just the
As
dishwasher.
long as, yeah,
Okay. So now we're doing a 24-hour intake analysis. And we're probably going to simplify these to just be 1 day, 2 day, 3 day for titles. But you can look at, all of it. Now, if you go to a 72-hour, and the reason, again, the advantage of a little bit too of how this program works is you might not even have every day in a row. So in this case, I'm going to look at a gap here. So it's 11th, 12th, and 14th. I'll say submit, and now we're doing a 3-day average intake analysis, and you can see it there. We're just finishing up the reports to be able to both look at online and then also print out if for some reason you want to. I'm curious also, how often do you all think that you would be printing or storing a PDF or just looking at it online?
I like
I'd probably
storing.
look at it
Yeah,
online.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd probably look at it online as well. I don't think I'd print it.
Okay, and then the other thing that we know we want to do is make it so that the user can also view the analysis. And does it make sense that you would want the option to either turn their view on or off, or do you always want them to view it once you've analyzed it?
I don't see why I'd turn it off. I can't think of a reason why I do that.
Anybody else thoughts on that?
Sorry, I was distracted. What was the question?
So once you go in and you analyze your patient's intake, you are able to see their analysis. When you do that, do you want them to also see that analysis from that point forward?
Probably would be more likely I would summarize it for them.
Okay, and that's kind of, I'm wondering whether we should indeed give that option so that, depending on what kind of patient you're working with, they might be overwhelmed to see
Some
a lot of
people are
numbers.
pretty motivated, so if we have the option of yes or no, I mean,
Okay.
some just really want every bit of information they can possibly get. Which is good.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And then some get
I
hung
think the
up on.
only application where hiding it might be ideal is maybe with eating disorder patients.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's,
Yeah. So maybe what we could do, would it make sense that there'd maybe be a default that it's on, but you
Yeah.
could turn it off?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So it'd be kind of like what we have when you can click to enable a patient to do the analysis or not. It would be that kind of a thing, but we'd leave it on and then you'd maybe click it off
Right,
if you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Eating disorders could be an issue.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you can always click it off. So basically,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
not a
Be
problem.
perfect.
Yeah, this will
Okay.
take
So
this feature will take some time to actually make. I mean, I'm not talking in months and years, but it will take a couple of weeks because we need to design it, and we have some other things that we actually are gonna put in before, like favorite foods and things like that. But it's coming, yeah, because we were thinking about this one.
should also show you that, well, let's see, I don't think you have it yet, but I'm now in the appointments tab. So under client list, appointments. And for example, if I go to the 17th today, and we had an appointment this morning with Myrna, and I
How
clicked
was
the
it?
little,
Was it good?
oh, you missed it, girl.
Yeah. Well, I was working.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
I know. You click the little bubble, like thought bubble at the end, and it opens up a text line. This text line is being changed as we speak to an expandable box, so you can put in whatever you'd like. And I actually trialed earlier today that if you want to copy and paste from another document, or at least until we can make it so you can build your own templates in here, you could do that from Word. So as soon as in the next couple of days we get that feature in here, let's say you've got a real standard um, summary form that you use after a visit, you could paste that right into here and fill it in that way. Does that sound useful?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it will also stamp it with the provider name and the date and the time. Also, let's see, I'm trying to think. Oh, and at the bottom of that, there will be a start and end time. So I don't know what your situations are, but in some clinics, they need to stamp the start of the visit, the end of the visit, and then know what the duration was. So that will be something that you can do or have automatically done as far as doing the calculation. But that way you don't have to type it in. There's a box for it, and then it will show up.
Yeah, this is actually already done. I think it's programmed. We just
Yeah.
need to upload
Yep.
it to production. So if we upload it
Correct.
tonight, it will be up like tomorrow or the day after that. And the reports and all of those things are already done. So
Okay, are there
Client-
questions that
client.
come up during this of things that you don't understand how to use in here yet, or comments?
My only challenge is and this was just on first playing with it, is when I open up somebody's diet diary, I see their food intake and their fluid intake, and then I'm thinking to myself, like, that's it? So I guess I really would prefer to see everything. And then a little while later, I realized that the links over on the side for different meals, like you have to click on the different meals, it would be easier for me to see a whole day and then maybe analyze by meal. Does that make sense?
So right now you see by meal,
I missed.
Uh-huh.
and you analyze either by meal or all day. You're saying you'd like to see all the intake together.
Yes.
By default.
I get it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
my context is I compare everything to MyFitnessPal because that's pretty much what the majority of my clients use. It's so easy, and they plop everything in their mobile and recipes and whatever. It's just so easy for them to use. And this at this point is cumbersome. Obviously, it's easier now. So I'm used to seeing that, like, their whole day on one screen.
Yeah.
Breakfast is listed out, snack is listed out, and then at the bottom there's the totals.
So the problem is actually that right now the workflow, the visual view for you follows the way the user enters it, meaning one meal at a time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you'd like to see it all. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe we can add it that we have by meal, but also that we can see the 24-hour like below or
Yep.
something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's actually, that is what's created when you go to reports. There's going to be a choice of a detail or a summary report. The summary would be the intake for the day all added up together. And if you do a 2 or 3 day, it would be divided by 2 or 3. But the detail would be exactly what you're talking about now, where you would see all the meals and then the intake from each, that kind of thing.
Would for others this way be easier, or is this by meal by meal? Is it easier for you, We're just trying to see what options and flexibility we need to actually put in.
I don't know.
So-
Without using it, I can't really. I really need to go in and have a play around with it. Can't really say. It's
I
quite
think-
late at night for me as well, so I don't think very well at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better, it's almost 1 o'clock here. Where
I was going to say, I thought it'd be late there, yeah. By the way, you've got a typo with mushroom. I'm obviously quite switched
Oh,
on
yeah.
still,
Yeah,
but
mushroom.
yeah, so
So, and some of these, this is interesting. Some of these might come from, in this case, it's probably coming from the database. So, one of the things that we've been talking about doing is looking at those 120,000 items and trying to figure out which things need to come out and which things need modification. But this is the kind of thing that happens when it's built by, like in my Fitness Pal. If you go in there right now, you will see it might say Joe's Soup, and it might say, Mary's whatever, and they might have spelled something wrong, and then that's just the way it is.
it's the same
So-
with sweetened as well. It's sweetened is changing.
Yeah. Well, we need to do that. Go through the whole database, and this will be quite a lot of work. But we will get there with no problem.
Yeah, we give us some feedback on. Do you think it is more valuable to have the large database that covers more food companies and more restaurants and other things people have entered versus a much smaller database that's maybe more that's cleaner to begin with?
Bigger.
What's
Better.
bigger?
The bigger's better, yeah, definitely.
Okay, that was the trade-off we went for,
Yeah.
and now we'll have to deal with the fallout from it.
Yeah, we'll clean it, thing by thing. We like the big, small rice bubs. Okay, I don't know. I can maybe show you really quickly how it will look for the client.
Okay, I will get out of this.
If you have any questions, just ask. So right now, let me know if you can see my screen. Sorry again,
Yes.
Elizabeth.
Yeah,
I see that you're quite. I want to go to bed too, but
I've got a report to write after this, actually. So
well, if you'll be using Greenpie,
What is
it will
funny?
be really easy for you to do that. You will just click. Yeah, basically. So this is the screen. So Chris, you can't see this unfortunately, but I'm gonna send the video tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow or the day after. So I will try to actually just talk it through. So your client actually has up in the upper right corner, it's similar. It has the name of the client. When you click on it, it has profile settings and logout. It has frequently asked questions, and and your client has home button. And he or she will do most of the things in the home button. So I'm this client, me. I have already signed in. I filled out the info. I filled out the questionnaire. I picked my time zone and everything. And now all that your client actually has to do is just add meal. So I'm gonna put in breakfast, and I need to pick the time of the meal. This is mandatory. So it was like 8:30 a.m. Name of the food. So right now. Janine has enabled me to actually pick from the database, and I'm gonna put in, I don't know, I'm gonna put an apple, let's say Granny Smith apple, one quantity food, like I had one apple, and that was it. So I can fill in where did I eat. So I'm just gonna fill something in here. Sleep with details, bowel movements. So this depends. You can tell your client to fill everything, or to fill some, or to fill if you don't want he or she to fill everything. You can tell that. I can add another food if I want. Like if I ate, I don't know. Let's see. I had what did I have? Bread.
Olives.
Olives. Okay. I had apple and olives. That doesn't sound right. Okay, so
Yeah, but you also the patient who says, "Is it okay if I eat these things together, even though they don't go together?"
So it's really, if you enable your client to enter from the database, it's really easy for him and for you actually to make analysis afterwards. So I had a tea. Let's see, I had, I don't know, fruit tea. And
So you'll notice on that first one that she that pulled up there was white tea and it said packet. And so that's a case where you get the kind of tea out of it, but unless you entered a volume, you wouldn't know how much.
so I'm gonna put in, so 1 tea bag, okay? So what's the fluid for that? MLs, I don't work with yeah, I don't work, I'm gonna do your in ounces, so that's 240 ounces.
Well, it would be
No, no, no.
8 ounces.
8? Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
work with ounces, you gotta tell me that, Janine. That was like
Yeah, that's good. Eight's fine.
8.
Sure.
Otherwise, you'd be fluid overloaded.
Oh, would I? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm always talking with Janine, like, I don't get the fluid ounces, I'm from Europe, I just don't get it, like,
You can use mils with us though.
yeah, it's
She had it
I
right.
wish that's what we used, but
She's been
Yeah.
doing 40, but she forgot and checked ounces there instead. So
so like fruit tea with a teaspoon sugar. Okay, I can add as much fluids as I want.
can I pause for just a minute here?
Yeah.
If you, as the person analyzing, were to analyze this diet, what you would want to make sure you do is put the fluid under the fluid, keep the comment she wrote about sugar, but add it up to 1 teaspoon of sugar up on top for the food part.
Be another that was added.
Yeah.
Because it's not a fluid.
Yeah, you can make analysis after this really quickly, Janine, if you want. So I'm gonna rate my mood. I'm super busy. I'm not so grounded. I'm joyful, but I'm not peaceful. I can also upload photos. So I'm on my laptop, so I'm just gonna upload any photo that I have on. But if I was on a mobile phone, I could just click, the portion of the food. I'm in the restaurant, and I'm eating, and I can just like click, and that's it. So I'm gonna add upload a photo. I'm gonna make additional comments. Hey there. And what I'm gonna do is, just as I did so far, I'm just gonna save meal. And once I do that, it's actually saved. So my internet here is really, really slow, as you can see. But
I got it.
yeah, but I can hear, you can see breakfast here. I don't have a nutritionist comment yet from Janine, but I want to schedule an appointment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on schedule appointments. It says my next appointment is today, 9 a.m., but I want to schedule another one. So I have gazillions of different things here. So I see so this is what your client is going to see. He's going to see the appointment calendar, and he's going to see on the top accepted appointments. That means the appointments that he or she has with you, and it's going to be listed here. I have another appointment with Janine on the 18th, but I'm going to schedule, I don't know, I have open slots on the 21st. I can see it because it's wider. You might not see it from Skype, but the clients actually, the when you open slots, they can see it's white. The number is actually white, and I have one available appointment here by medium by webcam. I'm gonna take a webcam, and I'm gonna say reason for consultation. I love pudding, and I'm gonna schedule an appointment. And once I do that, it says to the client the request has been sent, and basically what he or she needs to pay attention to, or where he or she is going to see all of the things. And that's basically what your clients are going to do. Right now, this whole
Before you log out.
yeah, I'm gonna log out.
No, not yet. Go ahead and refresh and see if you get the comment from me.
Oh, did you do it? Okay, I resent. No, not yet. Just give me a second. It's still loading. I'm in a hostel, and the connection is really, really bad. But it's still working quite good, even though my
There you go.
connection.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so yeah, I got a nice job mixing apple and olive. So yeah, everything is actually in real time. So whatever I do, Janine or the provider can see, in seconds, and whatever I do, whatever Janine does, if she sends me a comment or whatever, I can see that also in real time. Your client.
So that means, just by the way, that you could work with your clients by phone this way. So even if you're not doing Skype or webcam of any sort, you could talk it over on the phone, and you could have them entering things that they forgot to enter, and you could see it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna log out. So what I wanted to say is that right now, this whole design is really, when your clients have mobile phone, it sticks really nice to the mobile phone. They can enter food with no problem. But in about couple of weeks, I hope 2 or 3 weeks, it's gonna be even. We're gonna have a special designed mobile view for your clients. That's gonna be even easier for them to schedule, enter food, and so on. So
Okay.
Janine can really quickly do the analysis if she wants. So I'm gonna stop sharing. Janine, you can take it over. I wanna kind of hurry up until while Elizabeth is still with us. I can see that you're struggling, and I really appreciate it. So
All right.
Sorry,
Thanks.
I can't share. There we go. Share's back. All right. So now I'm back in here, and this is the 17th. So here's her breakfast, and I click on search and analyze. It comes up with Granny Smith apple first. So I just click it. You see how it fills in the box for the name of food. It enters the quantity. I click the check mark, and that item is now in my analysis. And if I go to the olives, there are two.
So
Comes
it
up
goes
with
directly to the one that they chose on top.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah. So
Right.
I'm going to, she didn't say what kind of olives. I'm going to say, oh, I know she always eats green olives, so I'm going to pick green
I
olives.
actually do.
See, there we go.
Yeah.
And it's got an amount here. This may or may not be correct. So I'm going to say 5 times whatever is here. Well, no, that'd be
Oh,
100.
that's 100
No, that'd be
grams.
too much. We'll do this. 1. So I click that, and it gets added between the two. She's got 206 calories. We don't have any fluid yet. So I go to search for tea. Comes up with fruit tea. I'm going to click yes, or click that. It adds it into the database. But then I'm going to go to I'm actually going to click in the quantity box, tab over, and it takes me to the unit of measure. And I can enter 240 ml. Click the check mark. And now I've got 240 ml in the fluid column, and I've got calories for the items there. And if I just want to verify, I can turn the fluid off, and sure enough, it's gone. I can turn it back on. And again, like let's say I wanted to know how much sodium is coming. She's got 2,000 milligrams of sodium. Well, if I turn the olives off, we're down to no sodium, basically, from the apple.
Yeah.
So, again, we hope that this can be useful for you as a teaching tool as you're going. It's not just the analysis that you create at the end, but you can actually do a lot of teaching with it.
Janine, didn't you say about adding on the teaspoon of sugar? How would you do that?
Good remembering there. Okay, so now I'm going to go back up to any one of these. Let's see, I should be able to add. That's a good test here. I wonder if we have a problem. Should be able to add, search and analyze, and I'm going to look up sugar. And we'll see what we get for granulated sugar. 1 teaspoon. I add it, check it. And what you see is, even though the Myrna only wrote in apples and olives, and down here she wrote sugar with the fluid, I could actually add it from either one of these food choices, and now it shows up on the right in my final total.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So you don't see it on the left side, but only on
No, and here's the rationale behind that. We wanted to make the written part as clear as possible to what the user is telling you. So we still want to be able to analyze anything and everything, but we don't want to mess up what they've told you. That's their word.
Right.
Chris, can you actually follow what we're talking about?
Yeah, I'm trying to hang on here.
Sorry.
So if you just go ahead and click search and analyze and pick sugar, I entered sugar granulated, and then I was able to choose 1 teaspoon, click the check mark, and it added it into the nutrient analysis column.
So if somebody's put mixed salad, you could effectively keep going back into search and analyze and adding, say, lettuce,
Yeah.
cucumber,
You got
celery,
it.
whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Oh, that's good.
And,
That's really
and so let's say they didn't know to do that, you could walk them through and show them how to do it for next time.
right. Okay.
Yeah, because they can basically add from the database themselves and save you the work, like just lettuce,
And
that's it. Click.
Yeah.
I don't know.
here's the picture that Myrna uploaded that shows up here, her comment, her daily details. Myrna, I don't think we can add more than one picture though at this point, right?
No, right now because we have restriction because of the database and everything, so that it runs
Yeah.
really smoothly. Maybe
So that would probably be like a picture of their meal and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that I would encourage you to ask for. Yes. Or, if on a particular day a meal doesn't matter, but you're having some discussion about how a food is prepared or the portion size or whatever, you could have them just, they can do a picture actually with each meal.
Yeah.
So maybe in the morning they show you how they prepared their smoothie, and in the afternoon they show you their dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
All right.
then you can make a comment. You already did. Okay, just add a new
So,
comment. Yeah, if you want to add another comment to the comment.
So I'm going to add that. I'm going to say save. And on my side, it's not showing the date and timestamp, but on her side, it did, as you saw before. And
So, oh, sorry. Sorry.
no, that's okay. Go ahead. We should probably
Oh.
change that.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, if you want to analyze then the 72 hours, could you, or 48, could you show me how to do that again, please? Sharon?
Sure. So I click the 72-hour button.
Yeah.
I now have 3 days of blanks. I'm going to click the first from the calendar. I'm going to pick a day that I know there's intake, and I can tell from the calendar which days have intake. Then I go to another day. I'm going to pick the 12th, and then I'm going to see the 13th. Then I click submit, and you see the 3-day average. So what you should be looking for then is all the food added up from all 3 days divided by 3. And since you didn't put many items in, it's pretty small.
Right.
I eat
See,
like a
we've got it.
bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, in the near future, then you'll be able to see this on the screen or in a report that you could print out if you needed to.
That will
Okay.
be up tomorrow, I think. Or the day after that, the
I've
reports. And,
got a couple more changes to make on it, so it might be a couple days.
okay. Yeah, but very soon.
It's coming. Yep. And again, you can turn off or on both to look at it at a meal or to have it even for the whole report if you need to.
Right. Okay. Great.
Make sense?
Okay, cool. So I don't know if you guys have any other questions regarding the app. We're basically adding new features like every day, building, polishing, and so on and so forth. So
I did notice that I was not able to log on as an administrator.
okay, I'll see with our programmer. Is this something that we need to get you guys to do again or something? It should be
Okay.
fine. Yeah. Probably because you have 2 doctors in. So, Chris, are you also say that you don't have the admin rights right now?
No, I don't.
Okay, we'll speak to the programmer and get that settled, and I'll let you guys know what you need to do. With no
Do
problem.
both only have one login and username?
Me?
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. So it should be, Myrna, am I correct that anybody like this, they should be able to use the administrator rights from the very beginning?
Yeah, everybody that has the open account should have the administrator rights. In the beginning, we had 2 logins, so that was kind of confusing. It was safe to do it that way before we found a better way to actually keep the app safe and to have the admin rights. But I have to see them with Tomislav. So Chris and Chuck, I might be with you sending emails back and forth with you. I'll as soon as I get to my programmer in the morning, which is in a couple of
Okay.
hours. So that yeah, so that we can actually see, just to give you basically, I think that you have admin rights, but we just have to make a display for you to actually see them. So
Okay.
once you do that, there will be no problem, because they were supposed to automatically just switch. Like my account automatically switched to admin, so we just have to see what's up.
All right.
Okay. So any other question, guys?
No, that sounds good. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And I certainly would
Yeah,
thank
Appreciate
all
everybody staying up late.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thanks to you guys. So I would encourage you to just like use Greenpie. Everybody's on 30-day trial right now, but it will probably extend a bit more. The idea is to actually just use it with your clients, get feedback.